Hey, how you doing? I just want to talk about the fiscal cliff and what a load of crap that is. Even Bob Schieffer on CBS News was saying if this fiscal cliff thing is a three-act play, can they just cut to the third act already and spare us the drama? Just cut to the third act and go behind closed doors like you know you're going to and hammer out some deal that actually you probably already have a deal. There's no deals. They know what they're doing. It's just all an act from the beginning. We get this fake government that's been around since I don't know how long, 1871 maybe, I don't know. They pretend to govern for the good of the people, and their real job is to create money for themselves and their friends. And by money, I mean power, which is money is just a placeholder for your labor. So that means they have more power over you to make you or demand your labor in some way, some form. So they want austerity measures. That's what they really want. They created the situation as baloney, as if, you know, if you ask anybody, you ask the American people, go around and ask them a real question like, how responsible do you feel for this debt? I think you get a lot of people saying, I'm not responsible at all for this debt because I didn't create any of these laws. I was not represented in Congress, as far as I know, ever. Nobody listens to me, and they spend money on things that I don't want, like wars. So I think that's the real answer you would get. But nobody does these polls. They ask these questions in such a way that you know the question is irrelevant and stupid, and they're going to get whatever answer they want. So the real question is, how responsible do you feel for this debt? And a lot of people, they even in the media say that the debt isn't isn't even really an issue because you can print or interest rate or do something, retire this and retire that. It's an issue, and if interest rates go up, there's going to be a problem, a real problem. But anyways, I don't I don't I don't feel responsible for this debt. And the reality is, we should retire most of it. If it's held, I agree with Mike Rivera where he says, this it's not constitutional. This debt, and the Federal Reserve isn't constitutional. So anything that we owe the Federal Reserve should be retired, just wiped off, and they should, and we should print our own money or something else, but something else. So obviously, the fiscal cliff is just a scam to take whatever benefits you may have now and decrease them and tighten down and clamp down and tighten down. And I've seen it since the 70s. I know that in the 1970s we had the best standard of living here in the United States. That was the best, as far as I know. And it's been getting worse and worse and worse. And I only started in the workforce in the 80s, but ever since I started, it's been getting worse and worse and worse. So a new crop of idiots come along. I mean, young folks come along. They don't know the difference, so they're starting out. Oh, I got my Obama phone or whatever, so I'm doing good. I don't know. Anyways, the situation is whoever these people are who have hijacked this government, and whenever they did it, they worship one thing, and that's power. And their, I don't know if it's their god or whatever, but the way they do it is through the dollar, which they print. I mean, how hard is that? You print the dollar. Okay, you're going to have a whole class of people. If you were the guy, who was in charge of printing the dollar, I would not be surprised if, 5 years down the road, you were a very, very wealthy man for some reason. So naturally, you want that responsibility. I want the responsibility of being the, Federal Reserve. So they've created a system where they print the money out of thin air. They don't really print it, but digitally manufacture it out of thin air, spread it around to their friends, right? Their friends own corporations that make widgets that explode. You drop the widgets on, brown people and they explode, and then you got to make more widgets. So they need you for the labor to make the widgets so it all looks kosher. I'm going to give you the money, but you have to kind of pretend to do something for it. Oh, well, we'll make bombs. Okay, we'll make bombs, and I'll get a bunch of people to make these bombs for me, and I'll pay them squat, and I'll jack up the price for the government. See, the thing is, you couldn't do this if it was just all legitimate. Like, if it was a company, if it was a corporation, if the United States, technically it's a corporation, but it's not. It's not out to make money for you. So we got a funny kind of corporation that makes money for its friends. So it's a big giveaway, really. They give money to their friends, so they can spend it and not work or whatever, and you have to run around just to keep breathing and whatever. You have to do something for them. So they worship power. And here's the interesting thing. You and I and probably almost everybody has within us kind of a code of behavior, a standard of behavior where we, like the Ten Commandments, that kind of thing, where we believe doing this act or that act is wrong and we try not to do it because we would feel guilty if we did it. But these people, I believe, don't have this code. Whether we were given this code by God or, it was imposed on us through our environment or whatever, I don't care. The point is that these people don't have a code. They either know or believe that our code is irrelevant. They either know it or believe it. It doesn't matter which one. Either way, they believe that they're not affected by this code of ethics. You can see it in reality that they are just doing whatever they want. And they've created a judicial system where, when they go into court, at the worst, they get a slap on the wrist. So we have this code that we're going by. In the meantime, the people who are running our country have no code of ethics at all. I don't know if they're, if it's because they're Masons or whatever it is. Or Satanists, or whatever they are. Psychopaths for sure. Okay. Just make it, religion neutral. These people are psychopaths, in my opinion. So here we are. The reality is, fiscal cliff don't mean anything. What we need to do is get rid of the crazy people. Any system could work. It doesn't matter what the system is. So you could take communism, socialism, any kind of ism, and it'll work if you keep the crazies out. That's the reality. And our government has been occupied since who knows when. And it is now. It's fully occupied by crazies. So I'm not looking to this Congress to save me from the fiscal cliff. Chances are they'll go over it for a little while, you know, just to make the austerity measures seem necessary or something. I don't know what they're going to do. They're assholes, and they need to go, and that's the reality. Okay? Obviously, you shouldn't believe anything they say, because they're crazy. They don't care about you. They have to go. They have to go, but you know, I can't get them out, so we're just gonna have to take a bite of this shit sandwich and wait till it's over.
Whatever, white people.
I don't care. These people are crazy. They gotta go. Goodbye.